someone had written it. I don't know if it was on one of your pages or what, but someone had written that the name Allison Mack is that's a tranny name.
Yeah, I totally get that, and weirdly they do that stuff.
So with the Mack truck.
I don't know why they encode their names with the truth, but they do.
Well, they have to tell people what they're doing. That's why if they could tell someone what they're doing and nobody objects, then it's okay.
Totally. And that's the religion we're dealing with. And those people are very religious.
Yeah.
Right. And
Yeah.
it's totally fine for them to kill everybody else.
Yeah, it's a beast system.
Total beast system. Anyway, I just want to put that out there. And I do have a lot of like numerology people on the site. And I'm not saying they're right, but they are trying to decode this stuff.
Right.
And I could be wrong, but the sense I get is that they're always encoding the stuff they do with numbers that they feel are powerful. So they will like cover something with like Saturn numbers, or it's like to heighten the energy of whatever they want to happen there.
Yeah.
So right, they're like, okay, here's my laptop, and I'm just going to put Satan numbers all over it. So now my laptop is like devoted to the work of Satan, and Satan will favor me because I have done so much to pay tribute to him. And, the Saturn numbers are like 93, 21, 6, 3. And these are numbers you're like always seeing. So it's like they're saying, okay, hail Satan, bless me. I'm showing my devotion constantly. So, whenever you're looking stuff in the media, it's like there's the 3, there's the 6.
Right.
Right. And it's all just like, okay, Satan, like this is our shout out. And, they're always doing the symbols. They're just constantly trying to invoke the favor of Satan. This is what I think is going on. And obviously, it's more complicated than that. But just, I've been wondering, like, why do they keep putting the same numbers in everything? And I realized, oh, those are the numbers for Saturn, mostly. Like, I just put Google in a gematria calculator yesterday. And it was like, the same numbers as Saturn. And it's just over and over and over again.
Well, they pick all those names for a reason. They actually probably have a whole bunch of people who just pick all their names for them.
Well, I looked up Gmail. G, for Masons. That's
Yeah.
a 7. That's their lucky number. They like 777. Some about 7 is just really lucky to them. So like 7's on everything. And G is 7. So it's like 7 male.
Because Aleister Crowley had his book 777. And that's supposed to be even worse a number than 666. I've read theory, Magic and Theory and Practice a couple of different times back when I was into that stuff. And, he talks a little bit about gematria. It does seem like there's a lot of encoding going on. But usually when I watch a lot of those gematria guys, it just seems like sometimes they'll pull things out of thin air, and it just seems like, I don't know, man. It just seems like a lot of illusory correlations. But then again, you never know.
I'm trying to figure it out myself. Oh, that is what they're trying for. And that thing on Frank Report, I definitely saw that as psychological warfare against you. I really kind of didn't want you to see it, which is why I didn't talk to you about it.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I don't want them to psych you out, and I just saw that as somebody who's basically doing mental warfare against you. That's how I viewed that.
I definitely feel it. I feel it.
Right. To me, that was just about psyching you out so you can't do the polygraph right. That's how I viewed it.
Well, that's the thing to it, is that I think that people have figured out that I'm not trying to present some bullshit story, and that I am going forward, and that I'm going to do all the things to say like, hey, I've done this, I've been staying in it. I've kept my story straight, and you know, there's nobody that's gonna come along and be like, ah, you know, you're full of shit, and no one's gonna tell me that I'm full of shit. You know, that's the thing.
Mm.
You know, I don't know where these guys come from. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know who they work for or anything like that. But it seems like they're doing some sort of work, like some sort of job, and not just doing this thing as a hobby.
Okay.
What it seems like to me.
It seems like that to me as well.
And also, you know, he's probably another Mason. It probably behooves them to maybe talk a little bit about the truth, but then be wrong about something, just to kind of keep those distractions going with people, keep people kind of still uneducated about things while they're thinking about how Dan Schneider's, you know, raping these little girls. No one's even realizing that they're not even little girls.
Right. So he's reinforcing. For some reason, Hollywood, which is like so shameless, doesn't want this tranny thing coming out.
They've spent a lot of money on it and a lot of time and energy on trying to keep it hidden.
Right.
So if it is exposed
It's
and
all over YouTube.
the
All
mass
over.
of people don't like it, um, then they're pretty much screwed. And they got a lot of people who are going to flip out and probably kill themselves.
Oh, you mean the secret trannies?
Yeah, because they got their, like, you know, like I said, you know, the Allison transmission in a Mack truck. You know, they got their own language, and they have their own way of understanding each other, and how, you know, without saying anything. They have this secret language that I'm trying to decipher.
Yeah, me
I'm trying
too.
to figure it out.
Me too. That is so much of what I'm trying to do.
With a lot of people, you know, look up Allison Mack. Look up The Secret Life of Allie Mack. That was a TV show that was on Nickelodeon back in the 90s.
Yeah,
It's the
I saw
same
that
thing,
link.
but she's using the name Allie Mack. You know, and that's not even Allison Mack. That's some different actress that's in that role.
Yeah, yeah,
But there's something about this name, like Mac,
yeah.
that signifies some sort of transsexuality. And I was wondering if that spans things. You know, you have like names like Mackenzie Phillips. You know, um,
Mackenzie. Yeah,
you
yeah,
know, just anything with this little Mac in there. You know,
yeah,
you have to wonder.
yeah,
Sarah McLaughlin.
yeah.
Like, you know, my mind wanders to all these different things. So you never know. But there's a secret language out there that I don't know even how to begin to find a way to decipher it. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you know, we could decipher it ourselves, or just find someone who's sick of it all and will just tell us everything that it means. Maybe there's something already on the internet that we don't know about.
All right. Well, we'll look for it.
Um,
They're clearly talking to each other. And I think something that's very interesting about this whole tranny thing is that's how they identify each other.
yeah,
Right. They're like, oh, you're a secret tranny too. Great.
yeah.
Great. We're both Masons. We're both Satanists. They
And
have
there's
to
something.
identify each other without talking about it.
I bet it gets like their parents probably get on some really high rung of the pyramid or something like that. Some really up there stone of a level of the pyramid for them to raise a Baphomet child.
Maybe that's the mark of the beast.
You know, these people who are like, oh yeah, you know, going down to South America is great. Is like, well, the age of consent there is puberty.
Right.
You
Right.
know,
Right. Yeah,
Canada, the age of consent's 14. Uh,
in Canada.
Washington State, the age of consent's 16. What's the age of consent in New Zealand? I don't know. What's the age of consent in a lot of these places? People like, you know.
I think a story about pedophilia came out yesterday about New Zealand.
There was this Maori, I think he was a mayor, he was some sort of politician that died a couple of years ago, and his wife just came out and just blew the whistle about all this stuff. She's probably going to get killed.
Or they're trying to normalize it.
Yeah, not with her story though,
Okay.
because she was basically saying that this guy was passing around kids like they were a 6-pack of beer.
Right.
So I mean, if it's easy as that to pass a kid around, you're probably dealing with a lot of children.
Yeah, well, she said it's a big network.
And that's the other thing about it. Like, so what are some of these programs that brings kids from other countries into other countries? It's usually like these exploratory camp programs, Christian programs. Um,
You start to hear that it's really trafficking.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and I often, you wonder about stuff like that when there was the whole Boko Haram and the 99 girls that got stolen, and Michelle Obama's holding up signs like "Where are the girls?" or "Bring the girls back" or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You wonder if those girls ever made it to like some dungeon in the White House or something like that.
Uh-huh. We do wonder.
I don't know, because you think about the Franklin conspiracy,
Mm-hmm.
and that was pretty bad enough. But I mean, what about the stuff that they're getting away with all the time?
Uh-huh. Totally. Because you
Yeah,
did your testimony. It's not going to change. That's it. You're done. You can talk about your opinions, but you said what happened at that mixer. And it's all over the internet. And I think it'd be very difficult to totally scrape all traces of it off the internet at this point. So I like that you just did your testimony, and I don't know, I just like how you did it.
well, I just figure, just
It's out there.
I typically go into things, I'll dive head first, and with this whole thing, I'm not lying, so I don't have to worry about getting caught in a lie or anything like that. I mean, it's just kind of one of those funny things. And honestly, I don't even know why I was doing it, but I was watching another episode of Smallville, and I'm trying to think more and more. I'm like, man, there was other people there. There had to have been other people there that I'm not thinking about. I think David Brock was there.
Who is David Brock?
That was Al Fantas's boyfriend, the guy who runs. I don't know. If you look him up, he's ridiculous.
I'll look him up. I'll look him up.
But he has all these different companies. He's very Hillary connected.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to think of what Brock's group was. It's not change.org. It's just like I can't remember.
I do wonder if Elephantis is a Rothschild. I looked it up. I couldn't find anything solid.
I think he is.
Looks like it.
And if nothing else, he's probably just like a bastard child or something like that. That maybe he just kind of deals with the goyim, so to speak.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Maybe a slaver.
So, what do you think about this whole Donna the Huntress thing?
I think that the first two comments that were made by Donna the Huntress that was a legit person, and then the next couple weren't.
All right, I didn't read all the comments. So Donna the Huntress, to my knowledge, said she was at the mixer also.
Came in with some. I think that did happen. I think I remember they came in, and like someone was taking a picture of the guy who was coming in, and I was like, wow, that guy, because Elliot Spitzer has a big butt chin. I was like, oh man, what is going on with this crap? This is crazy. But I think I remember them coming in as I was leaving. I think I even said hi to them as I was walking out. So.
All right. So you went there with a black girl, and
I was there with there was two chicks that I went with. There was a white chick and a black chick.
And Donna the Huntress is saying that she's black.
Yeah, but and I thought that I was with the only black girl there, but there was another girl there that was kind of like she had like a caramel color, like she's light colored black girl, you know, like a caramel colored skin.
Okay.
And I remember actually a girl coming up to me, and this was around the time that I was graduating from Southern, and she was like, "Hey, I was at that party and blah 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 blah," and she said some other crazy shit about it that I kind of forgot.
Mm-hmm.
But I think she did say something to the effect of that Elliot Spitzer had showed up and that she had started dating somebody and all this other stuff. So I think I think she's for real
Donna the Huntress.
up
And
until about 2 posts.
then what did she say in the posts that you think were not really her?
She said that she was coming forward, and that she said that oh, Ben's really telling a real story here, and stuff like that.
Okay, so that's what she said initially, Donna the Huntress.
Yeah.
And then what did she say when you think it wasn't her?
I don't know. It didn't seem like her. I can't really explain it, but there was like the first three comments seemed legit, and then after that, there was another comment that was like, I don't know. Yeah, yeah.
All right, this guy's super nice. You can really like him, I think. And I told him, I said, look, I just want the truth. So please help me get the truth. It's all I want.
All right.
It's all I want. And look, once we have the polygraph, whatever happens there, that's it. It's out there. If the government doesn't want to tell in itself, well, that's understandable. And we have already exposed a couple shills. Pretty cool.
I know. I haven't been hearing much from Stormy.
Right, and Stormy, when we started, was getting the key to West Hollywood. Well, I don't appreciate her being celebrated as a hero. I don't enjoy that personally. Yeah.
Well, that's what they're all about. That's
I know.
Why they're just completely alienating any kind of base that they could ever have to achieve. And it's so stupid. You have all these people who they want to kick out the president. They want to impeach him. But what's their plan for after that? What then? All right, so he's out of office. Now what? Nobody's come up with any plan. It just works.
I don't know. I just think it's all a big monkey show.
Probably. It's and I wonder if it's just if every single aspect of all of this is all just a ruse to get people interested in politics.
Yeah, because to me, it's almost as if people are not watching TV and movies and listening to radio, so they have to find a show that has like enough surround sound compellingness that everybody's going to be glued to it. So I feel like we're moving now into like the Truman Show phase of like the Masonic nightmare.
Yeah, yeah.
Right, now it's like you cannot hide from like the World War III show, the wrestling between Trump and whoever he's fighting today. And yeah, I think that they have to like change the show to make sure that they continue to enslave minds. Right, so it's a live show. If you're in the city, you're seeing the show play out. If you're in LA, you're watching the show play out. You're like, hey, what's going on? It's hard to not get sucked into it when it's live, 3D, all over your phone, all over your TV. Everywhere you look, there's the Trump show. And everybody has an opinion. Everybody's engaged in it. And a lot of people haven't watched TV and movies for years. And they're still like kind of mind controlled by this, right-left paradigm.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
I just think
it's hard to get out of.
Right. I think they're changing the show because it's only through the show can they maintain control over minds. Keeping people scared. Controlling the story. There's no secret trannies in their story. They have to control the story, and they have to control everybody, or else the whole thing falls apart. That they're a bunch of tranny pedophiles, and they're raised to be pedophiles, and they're raised to be Satanists, and the rituals involve pedophilia and the murder of children has to come out. It can't come out. It cannot come out. Somehow they all seem to have one brain. They figured out how to do it, how to control each other, enslave each other. And a lot of how they enslave each other is through money. So for me, it's all about exposing the pedophile business, because that's where you're going to find all of them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
James Alefantis, nobody touched him in the mainstream media. Touched him. And did you see him with Megyn Kelly? And Megyn Kelly was like, "Oh, we feel so bad for you, James. It must be so horrible. You just run this tiny little pizza shop, and now you have to put up with all these, these horrible people who are lying about you on the internet." What? It's like, it must be so hard to run your pizza shop with all these jerks on the internet. And they did get that Pizzagate thing to quiet down. And they did get a lot of stuff taken down. They were very successful at squashing Pizzagate. And if you saw him at that mixer, that's Pizzagate.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Right?
Look, I got to get going.
All right. All right. It was nice talking to you.
It was good to talk to you. I'm glad we got this set up and everything.
All right. So let me know when you set it up with Steve.
Yeah, I will.
All right. I'm so glad we got to talk.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was overdue.
All right. Well, I'll talk to you soon.
All right. Have a great day.